Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel today. So normally what I do is voice over contents, but for today I'm going to discuss directly to you guys because this part is quite complicated. So I think it's better I explain them directly. So there's a topic that I want to discuss about for a long time, and now I got the time to do so. So the topic I'm going to discuss today is about vertical investment or horizontal investment. So most gacha games have this term called vertical investment or horizontal investment. But what are they, to be honest? Actually, it's not that difficult or rocket science. Basically, vertical investment is something where you pull multiple copies of a character. For example, for Zani here, I have her at S3. That means I pull her for 4 times, which is a lot of S-trides that you have to invest, to be honest. Whereas when you compare to Kartetia, which I pull only one copy and no extra copies for her. So, this is the main difference between vertical investment or horizontal investment. But there's one more thing you have to consider. During horizontal investment, you have to also pull for the characters best in slots. For example, Zani, she needs Phoebe to work well. Why? Because Zani's kit, which is a forte bar, needs Spectrofrazzle to work properly so that she can get the blazing mode. So in blazing mode, she can do more damage if you look at this. So now you understand what's horizontal and vertical investment. Truth to be told, both of these mods do need a lot of astride. For example, in order to pull one character, you need 160 if you lost your 50-50, but if you're lucky, of course, it's cheaper. And then when it's a DPS characters, most of us go for their weapon too. And this is another 80 pulls. And if you consider both of these, you need at least 30k asteroids for just one character if you lost your 50-50 and reach hard PT for both time. So if you look at this, it's quite a lot of investment when you think if you need to pull for horizontal investment characters. That means Prolova, she need Cantarella and Roshia. Kartetia, she need Aero Rover and Chakona. But the good thing about Kartetia is Aero Rover is free. That means everybody could have his S6 soon when the story mod start to give you that. So, back to our question, which is better, vertical investment or horizontal investment? In my opinion, if Kuro decided to release base in slots patch after patch, then it should be better to go for horizontal investment where you can save after you pull certain DPS character and then you go for their best in slot. For example, when Phoebe was first released, she was released few patches before Zani was released. This was much more easier for players to pull for Zani and Phoebe. But the current trend, I'm looking at how Kuro goes, is quite bad for the game's economy for free to play players actually. Of course, in terms of whales and dolphins, they do not have this problem. Why? Because they have enough money or credit card to swipe to get certain characters. But if everything is focused on whales, then FTP players will move out of this game soon or later, which is not good. So, next I'm going to talk about Prolova situation. If you look at Prolova, she is also quite good, which is she will be released together when her best in slot was released few patches ago. That means players had enough time to get a best in slot which is Cantrella before the release of the main DPS. But as you know, 2.6 patch is releasing Luno and Augusta together. That means both of them will be best in slot with each other. Same goes for Chacona and Cartetia. Both of them release just few patches after another. So that makes nowadays the way Kuro is focusing, the way they are releasing the characters is more like they want to pressure player into pulling the best in slot and also pull the DPS characters, which is becoming trend. As you can see for Augusta and Luno case, in 2.6, Augusta will be released first. She is the DPS character. Then they will be releasing Luno. Even though Luno is not the same element as Augusta, but you need to know that Luno buffs heavy attack and Augusta main DPS come from heavy attacks. So if you look properly, you can see the trend. And then you can figure out that the way Kuro is doing the release is simply by putting the character DPS and then after that followed by their best in slot in one patch. This is a big problem for free to play players. Why? Because you need to have multiple amount of pools to get both of them, which I don't really like, to be honest. If they put them in two different patches, it will be much more easier for free to play players to earn enough astrites to get both of these characters. So next point is why I feel that vertical investment is best to go from now onwards. The reason is because future proof. That's all. A S6 Zani can destroy any content all by herself compared to other characters that have just S0. For example, the S6 Cartetia can do a 200k per hit during a liberation compared to a S0 which only does around 60 to 70k. So that's a huge damage gap between this S6 and S1. So that's why I say if you feel that you are lacking behind damage in completing certain content such as Whimpering Wave especially, and I also know many people complain about this current update, then I think it's better for you to go for vertical investment because you just need to invest in one characters and that's all. Rather than you are investing in two characters, it will be much more tougher unless Kuro go back to the old way of releasing characters by patches where the DPS comes first and maybe the best in slot comes after certain patches. Of course, it's not all same for all the releases. For example, Lupa, Brand, and Changli, you can see there's gaps. But based on certain characters they are releasing, it could be difficult to know how the pattern will be going from now onwards. So anyways, that's all I want to talk about today. So in the end, if you like certain characters best in slot, go for the horizontal investment. But if you like certain characters playstyle alone without any characters supporting them, then go for the S6 because it will make them to be used even longer, maybe for 2 years, 3 years coming time. It will be hard for them to be power crept. For example, Esika Tektea definitely will last for another 2 or 3 years before she get power crept by another powerful DPS. So that's all I want to share for today, and I hope this video is not that great like the one I do like voiceovers, but it's a bit informational videos. And sorry for any background noises because my microphone is not that great and I have some issues with uh, surrounding here, so please forgive if there's any audio issues, and thanks for watching this video, and I'm trying to help the community as much as possible. Thanks for watching and bye.